everyone, welcome to Beauty First and 10. If you're new here, hi, my name is Debbie. I'm so excited to see you on my channel. And today we're going to go through a company that I sort of found. They were in my Google feed and they're called COSY Island. And this isn't a bungalow on a deserted island. This is supposed to be like a little cozy island around your feet, kind of giving comfort. And the slogan for the company is comfort without compromise. And I don't know about you, but I mean, I really struggle with heels. I have really ugly feet. Like, my feet are not attractive to begin with. You know, I see those models on TV for nail polish and things. That is not me. And I just find that, especially at a bigger size, you know, I'm tall, I'm 5'9". I usually wear about a size 10, 9.5. And it's just really hard to find heels that are comfortable. I buy them lots of times because they're really cute or I really like the look. But then I'm suffering by the end of the night and I just hate my decision, or I'm like band-aid up for weeks after that, like I'm some war victim. So I have really struggled with heels and my feet. So I thought, well, you know, I'll reach out to this company and see kind of what they're about. So this is in collaboration with them, and I have been sort of blown away. So a couple of weeks ago, I injured my big toe, and these arrived, and I was like, oh, you know, I was kind of bandaged up, and, you know, the toe kind of hurt, but I was like, well, I want to try them out and see how they are. And I put these on, and these were so comfortable, even with my injured foot. So we're gonna go through what I ordered and kind of a little bit more about the company, but we'll start off with the first pair. So these all come pretty fast shipping. Actually, I was a little surprised. Sometimes when you're ordering from overseas, it just seems to take a long time. I know I worked with Hilera and they were anywhere from like 10 to 28 days. This came really fast. I basically placed my order and then within like a week and a half, I had everything, and great customer service, like didn't have any issues. And they have free returns up to 6 months, which is crazy good because you can really get, you know, a good idea of whether you like the shoes, if they fit. They also do free exchanges, so really kind of no harm on this one, and they have free shipping to start with. So the first shoe I got is this one, and how adorable is this? So this is their snake print, and this is the Grace Life pointed toe heel, and then I have it in snake print. I don't really think it looks like snake print so much, but I do think it kind of has like a static TV kind of feel to it. But I mean, I see the snake print. I just think this is a really good neutral heel. So I'll show you the two of them together, and they come in all different kind of, go back here. They come in all different kinds of arch support. So there's standard, which is like normal width. There's wide. There's also Comfort Pro 1, which is what these are. And then they also have low heel. Now this doesn't have a huge heel. This is 7 centimeters, but if you get the low heel because you're just not very comfortable in heels, it's about half that, but it still looks really nice. And I got the Comfort Pro. I wanted to try a couple different styles to just kind of see what fit. This is a very comfortable shoe. So I'll bring it in so you can kind of just see this. But basically the whole point is that this is supposed to be stretchy. So, you know, it's not going to be, you know, crushing your foot as some shoes do. And then this is really kind of bendable as well. But this is supposed to be kind of a breathable knit. And the nice part is this is actually made out of recycled materials. And if you know my channel, I only feature cruelty-free products in all of my makeup. And it's really nice to find a shoe company that's doing eco-friendly materials and also has a free shoe recycling program and is using sustainable methods. So that part was really great too, but I just think this shoe is really great. I think you can kind of dress this up or dress it down, and I'll kind of put some pictures up there, but this is also water and stain repellent. It is supposed to be breathable, like I said, and it's supposed to be really giving you some arch support with some cushioning, and the Comfort Pro especially kind of upgrades that arch support on the inside for that extra comfort. I really enjoyed this. I didn't really want to. I was kind of like, shoes, sure, they're cozy, but yeah, really, this was a surprise. And I'm also not much of a pointed toe fan, but I did think these looked really good with the buckle. So that's the first that I got. All right, the second one I got was a sandal. And the nice part about this sandal that I got was it's a square toe heel. So I'll kind of show you there. So it's got this square edge to it, which kind of gives it a modern feel. And these have the same thing. You know, it's got a lot of stability in the heel. So you can kind of see that here. It's got the nice block heel. And then I don't know, this is what I actually ordered this for. I just think this little emblem here has kind of like Gucci vibes to it. I really like that. And then again, you have this material that's really stretchy. This is really cushiony back here. And yeah, just really kind of thrilled with this. And this is another one where, you know, you can kind of dress it up or dress it down. I have a lot of black and white clothing, and I'd like to transition a lot of those items into the summer because I think they work equally well there. Black and white is huge right now for summer. And so I just thought these would be a really cute heel to kind of go along with that. Now, all of the heels I did order in size 10, and I'm going to show you something that's really kind of neat. In this box, when you get your box, if you didn't order the right size, they actually have a foot chart. So I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it's got a dotted line where you put your foot, and then it's got the measurements here. So you can actually measure your foot. And I will say, of companies that I'd ordered from, they do the most extensive sizing. I think they don't want you to have to exchange and do returns. So rather you just got it right to begin with. And so I actually measured my foot completely to see how much it was. And then they have different things. So do you have like an overarch? Do you have one toe bigger than the other? They have all these things on their sizing sheet. And you kind of pick, and it tells you whether you should size up or size down based on kind of some foot conditions you have. And then they have you measure your foot. And then when you're looking at the sizing chart, it will tell you which size. So 10 was a good fit. I would say I might have been able to go to 9.5 in this. And I think that's really just because this is all open here and wasn't very constricting. But wow, just really, really enjoyed these as well. All right, the third pair I have is also the Grace Life pointed toe heel. This one I did for comparison in the double wide, which sounds like a trailer in the middle of the woods. That's what they called it on my order sheet, was double wide. All right, so let's take a look at this. Oh, these are so great. This is a good, perfect neutral color. Now, I will say the double wide was very comfortable. But I also thought that the All Pro was really comfortable. I really just think they're very comfortable shoes in general, but I would highly recommend both. So if you do have a wide foot, I wouldn't necessarily say I have the widest foot. I just kind of wanted to check this out, and this still fit really well and had a little bit of extra room. This one was just super comfortable. I could feel the difference when I stepped into this. It was like stepping like on a cloud, and then sort of the cloud contracts. But I will bring this in so you can kind of see this too. I just think this is going to look great, especially with denim jeans. I also think you could wear this, you know, all of these shoes would be very office appropriate. And this one also has a 7-centimeter heel, same as the Sandals and the other one. This one, for comparison, you can see, whoop, I'll show you here. You can see the block heel, and then you can see this one is kind of more of a stiletto heel, but I felt very stable walking in them, and I am not a super graceful person. So I appreciated that when I walked with this, I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I was going to fall out of it, but I think a lot of that has to do with making sure you got the good sizing. So I did get this in a size 10 too, and that was a perfect fit because, you know, I'm kind of enclosed in this. So, you know, when you have pointed, you're kind of foot is sort of stopping there, right? The rest of this is for decoration. But again, super bendable. You've got this stretchy fabric here that really kind of bends with you. Super impressed. So I've been pleasantly surprised. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of these, and I'm probably going to order again, maybe some more fall things when fall gets closer. They did have some boots that look really comfortable, because if you're like me, I buy lots of boots and my feet are killing me at the end of the night. And it would be great to find a pair of boots that didn't do that, but also had like a nice heel on it and kind of still look sexy. But I think all of these shoes you could easily dress up or dress down. I think if I was going to get probably one that would be the most versatile, I would probably start with this one in the shade Apricot. This will go really well with jeans, but also dresses. It is very neutral, and so I think that is a nice benefit to this if I was just looking for one. And I will say the prices are pretty reasonable. Most of the shoes are between like 30 and 40, which honestly is what you're going to pay for sure for a very uncomfortable shoe in another brand. This one, I'm going to get a lot of use out because I have a lot of black and white in my wardrobe, and I think this will also go really well. I think this, snake print, especially when we get towards fall, is going to be huge again, as it is every year lately. And then this one is going to be a great spring and summer shoe. I see me wearing this with most everything. Between the white and the black, this really kind of makes this a neutral. And I will bring it in so you can kind of see that color is a little bit more of like an ivory tone, but just, yeah, really stunning. And I, again, am just a sucker for this little charm on here. I think you could get, a couple pairs and you really be doing yourself a service. I think if you're not used to wearing heels, maybe go with the low heel option. And they also had some like glitter heels. I didn't really think I was going to get a huge amount of use out of those compared to these. But, if you're going to a dressy event or you want to channel your inner Cinderella, then definitely check out the glitter heels that they have in this Grace Light print, which is kind of like their mainstay shoe. But they have so many shoes and it's a really easy to use website. So I definitely encourage you to check it out. And I will have a discount code that I will link in the description box down below. And I will also list all of these items. So if you want to check them out, you can definitely do that. And I'll have a little bit of information about the company. This reminds me more of Shein, and not in the quality necessarily, because I think this is really high quality, but just in the ease of using the website, getting your items ordered. If you need to return them, you can. You get, free exchanges, free shipping. I think all of those things make it much easier to make the jump to some of these companies, because it is easy to sometimes just use Amazon for everything. I mean, it's kind of how I feel about makeup. I'd rather buy makeup from Sephora and Ulta because ultimately I know if I don't like it, I can just return it. And I then feel like, well, if I order directly from Rare Beauty or from Milk Makeup, then, how is it for returns? And I got to package it up and I can't just drop it off at the store. I think this is kind of that same experience, right? So when you can order online and there's, kind of no commitment, you've got 6 months to decide if you like it, shipping is free back. I think those things really help to make free returns available and free shipping to get it to begin with. And they are in a lot of countries, like many, like I was scrolling and most every country that I could personally think of, there's always those ones when you're watching the Olympics and you're like, what is that country? I've never heard of that before. And you feel like you're very non-global. Well, they had a lot of countries on there. So, if you know someone and they're in another country, maybe they also want to check it out. But thank you for joining me today. And I hope if you enjoyed this video, you'll give it a like. And I hope you subscribe and become part of the Beauty First and 10 family. I post on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's going to be makeup and fashion. And then my other passion is NFL football, and I post those on Thursdays and Fridays. I'm a very busy channel, and I'd love for you to join me. I hope everyone has a great day and happy shopping.